after returning from the void with Qing Shui through a passage opened by Master Flamespark. Wang Lin kept silent about most of what had happened there. He did not explain the fates of Yi Muzi, Wudo Chan, or the Moongazer Serpent, although Master Flamespark was curious. He only frowned when the Moongazer Serpent was mentioned and did not press for details. Wang Lin soon left, claiming he had personal matters to handle. Master Flamespark allowed him to go because, despite his higher cultivation, he could not see through Wang Lin's ancient god body. Instead, he sensed an incomparably powerful aura within Wang Lin that was already terrifying and would only become more dreadful with time. Qing Shui's cultivation seal automatically unraveled after returning because his celestial origin energy had merely been suppressed rather than lost. He also departed immediately, disappearing into the stars, although they seemed to separate without speaking. Wang Lin knew Qing Shui would return because esteemed Zan Beo's memories had not yet been searched. As Wang Lin traveled through the starry sky over the next 4 days, he reflected on everything that had happened in the void. Lu Chen's death, the mysterious waves beyond the seal, and the countless secrets of the celestial realm filled his thoughts. The greatest revelation was that the heaven-defying bead had unexpectedly been the cause of the ancient war between the 4 celestial realms. A conflict even more devastating than the current war between Allheaven and the Alliance. While crossing a colorful nebula on foot without relying on spatial bending or any treasure, Wang Lin suddenly stopped after sensing someone behind him. Ripples spread through space as Qing Shui emerged. Qing Shui admired Wang Lin's progress and acknowledged that he was now strong enough to travel the stars independently. Wang Lin immediately sensed an overwhelming smell of blood coming from Qing Shui and realized his senior brother's cultivation had increased severalfold in only a few days. Qing Shui casually explained that while traveling, he had overheard Alliance cultivators discussing Thunder Celestial Shu Mu and had tracked down one of the Alliance Slaughter Realm's hidden squads. Since the Slaughter Realm had continued hunting Wang Lin even after his disappearance into the void, Qing Shui annihilated the entire group and even devoured its leader. Though Qing Shui described it casually, Wang Lin knew such an accomplishment was extraordinary. Wang Lin then released esteemed Zan Beo's captured origin soul from his storage bag and handed it to Qing Shui. Qing Shui placed his hand between Zan Beo's eyebrows and forcefully searched his memories using celestial origin energy. Zan Bao briefly awakened and let out miserable screams as his origin soul convulsed violently. After a long time, Qing Shui opened his eyes with a frosty expression. Having extracted the information he sought, he threw the origin soul back to Wang Lin. The once powerful celestial, junior brother of esteemed Tian Bao, had completely lost his consciousness and was reduced to nothing more than a container of celestial origin energy. Wang Lin stored the empty origin soul away while Qing Shui revealed that he had finally found an important clue hidden within Zan Beo's memories. Qing Shui then asked Wang Lin to accompany him to the Alliance's Slaughter Realm because he needed to retrieve an important item. Wang Lin agreed but requested 10 days before departing because he still had 2 important matters to resolve. Qing Shui accepted without hesitation and disappeared into the void, taking his overwhelming killing intent with him. Wang Lin understood that Qing Shui had likely discovered the identity or location of someone important through Zan Beo's memories. One of Wang Lin's destinations during those 10 days was planet Dark Moon, a rank 7 cultivation planet deep within the Alliance's northern region. Because it was located far from the recent battlefield, it had escaped the destruction of the Great War. The planet was rich in spiritual energy and almost entirely covered by endless forests. 3 smaller cultivation planets orbited it as secondary planets. Among all its famous locations, the most renowned was Heaven Mountain in the southern region. The mountain towered into the sky with its summit hidden permanently behind thick clouds. A narrow stone stairway wound upward before disappearing into the mist, making the mountain resemble a sacred gateway to the celestial realm itself. Every morning, melodious bells echoed from the unseen summit while beautiful birds flew among the clouds, their songs blending perfectly with the bells. The peaceful scenery resembled an elegant painting untouched by worldly conflict. At the foot of Heaven Mountain stood Apricot Flower Village, a small settlement of roughly 100 families surrounded by blooming apricot trees. The fragrance of the blossoms filled the air, while morning smoke rose from household chimneys and dogs barked as the village awakened. Combined with the distant sound of temple bells, the entire village appeared peaceful and harmonious, like a living painting. Standing quietly outside the village, Wang Lin felt both familiarity and distance. The contrast between the motion of the drifting smoke and swaying trees and the stillness of the houses reminded him of the village where he had spent his childhood on planet Suzaku. Memories long buried resurfaced as he silently watched the tranquil scene. At that moment, a child riding an ox slowly approached while singing an old nursery rhyme. The song described blooming apricot trees and warned that children taken away by Taoist sects often never returned alive, saying one brother who had gone up the mountain had come back only as a bag of bones. The lyrics expressed the sorrow of ordinary mortals who feared losing their children to cultivation sects. The child wore simple clothes, guided the ox with bells hanging from its nose ring, and was followed by several calves. Seeing Wang Lin, the child showed no fear and innocently asked if he was lost. Wang Lin smiled and asked where he was. The child happily answered that this was Apricot Flower Village before continuing into the village. His nursery rhyme gradually fading into the distance. Listening to the fading song, Wang Lin sighed with sadness. He confirmed that this was indeed the village beneath Heaven Mountain on planet Dark Moon. The destination he had searched for. The memories of a dying friend from the corpse sect resurfaced vividly in his mind. Before dying, the homesick cultivator had pleaded with Wang Lin to take his ashes back to planet Dark Moon in the Alliance star system and scatter them at the village beneath Heaven Mountain. Wang Lin had finally fulfilled his promise by arriving at the place that his deceased friend had longed to see one last time. Wang Lin traveled to the graveyard several kilometers outside Apricot Flower Village. Standing silently before the graves, he took out the white jade vial containing Sun Tai's ashes and sighed. He said that the grudge between them had ended because he had fulfilled the promise he made to return Sun Tai's ashes to his homeland. The vial automatically flew into the earth, where a small mound gradually formed into a grave. Wang Lin waved his hand and carved a simple but elegant tombstone with the words, Sun Tai's grave. As he gazed at the newly built grave, he reflected on the life of cultivators. He thought that for cultivators, 100 or 1,000 years passed in the blink of an eye, during which almost all relatives died, while the few who remained eventually became strangers. Once someone stepped onto the path of cultivation, they were destined to live a lonely life filled with hardship. Looking back, they could no longer see where they had come from, while the road ahead remained hidden in endless fog. Regret filled Wang Lin's heart as he realized that although he had been able to return Sun Tai's ashes home after he died in a foreign land, if he himself died someday, he did not know whether anyone would return his body to planet Suzaku. He concluded that this was karma. As he departed, the nursery rhyme of Apricot Flower Village continued to echo in his heart. He believed that ordinary mortals longed to become immortals. Yet they never realized how many cultivators envied the peaceful and ordinary lives of mortals. Countless cultivators had died in distant lands like Sun Tai, their ashes scattered by the wind, forever unable to return home. Many parents never saw their children again before death. Wang Lin wondered whether, if they had another chance, they would still choose to become cultivators. He felt that the nursery rhyme, created from the bitterness accumulated over countless generations, contained sorrow that only cultivators could truly understand. In his heart, its true title was, Don't Cultivate. Carrying this sadness, Wang Lin disappeared into the stars. But the feeling of regret remained with him. Meanwhile, the region between the western and northern battlefields had become the temporary buffer zone of the All-Heaven Alliance. A nearby cultivation planet had remained largely intact despite losing most of its spiritual energy. Li Yunzi stayed there because 13 surviving Lu Fu blood spheres surrounded him. Through these Lu Fu, his divine sense spread across an enormous area, allowing him to monitor the battlefield and prevent the Alliance from launching another attack. Sitting beside him was Xu Tang, who had survived the previous great battle but still harbored intense hatred toward Wang Lin. Wang Lin arrived because, before entering the void, he had received a divine sense message summoning him from Li Yunzi. As soon as Wang Lin appeared, Li Yunzi opened his eyes, causing all 13 Lu Fu to tremble as 13 crimson eyes emerged from them. Their combined pressure was powerful enough to collapse the surrounding stars. Wang Lin calmly walked through the pressure without any sign of discomfort and respectfully greeted Li Yunzi as Xu Mu. Xu Ting immediately revealed his killing intent toward Wang Lin, but Wang Lin merely glanced at him and coldly uttered a single word. Noisy. That one word contained the power of law. Xu Ting instantly felt as though a sword had pierced into his mind. His blood flowed in reverse. His celestial origin energy nearly collapsed, and his heartbeat echoed violently in his ears until all other sounds disappeared. From Shu Ting's perspective, Wang Lin no longer resembled a cultivator of the same generation but instead felt like an ancient elder of unimaginable power. Wang Lin's aura surpassed even the might of the heavens, making Shu Ting feel like a tiny insect beneath the feet of a giant whose roar alone could completely destroy both his body and origin soul. Terrified, Shu Ting coughed blood and staggered backward, unable to understand why Wang Lin had become so overwhelmingly powerful. Li Yunzi's expression immediately changed. He realized that Wang Lin had experienced an extraordinary transformation and no longer regarded him as an ordinary junior cultivator. Wang Lin had intentionally displayed his strength because he knew exactly why Li Yunzi had summoned him. Unlike before, he now possessed enough power to negotiate as an equal rather than simply accept whatever was offered. Li Yunzi then reminded Wang Lin that during the celestial bestowment he had promised to allow Wang Lin to study the second of the Zan family's 3 battle scrolls after letting him view the first scroll. He tore open space, and a black scroll wrapped in black light flew out from the crack into his hand. This was the second battle scroll of the Zan family. Li Yunzi tossed it toward Wang Lin, expecting him to immediately begin studying it. Instead, Wang Lin caught the scroll without opening it and smiled, saying that he could not view such a precious treasure for nothing. Li Yunzi immediately understood that Wang Lin intended to negotiate. Although his expression darkened briefly, he recalled the terrifying power Wang Lin had just displayed and burst into laughter. Asking Wang Lin what he wanted, Wang Lin calmly pointed toward the 13 Lu Fu and requested 1 Lu Fu in exchange for studying the second battle scroll. Li Yunzi questioned whether Wang Lin was qualified to possess such a treasure. Wang Lin did not directly answer. Instead, he casually mentioned that in a few days his senior brother would come to meet him so they could travel together. Li Yunzi immediately understood the hidden meaning behind those words and no longer refused. Smiling meaningfully, he agreed to gift Wang Lin 1 Lu Fu. 1 blood sphere descended from the 13, condensed into a fist-sized sphere, and floated toward Wang Lin. After carefully inspecting it, Wang Lin stored it inside his bag of holding. Only then did Li Yunzi tell Wang Lin to open the second battle scroll. However, Wang Lin smiled and suggested that Shu Ting should observe it first, just as he had been the first to view the first scroll. Without thinking, Shu Ting caught the scroll and opened it. The moment the scroll unfolded, a deafening roar erupted from within. An incomparably terrifying battle intent descended from the heavens and enveloped Shu Ting. It felt as though an ancient ferocious beast that had been sealed for countless ages had finally broken free, releasing endless fury and monstrous killing intent. The violent aura seemed capable of devouring everything in existence. Even Li Yunzi, with his cultivation and experience, became visibly nervous because he knew the terrifying reputation of the second battle scroll. Throughout the Zan family's history, many gifted descendants had successfully comprehended the first battle scroll but failed before even completely opening the second one. Those with lesser talent were left gravely injured or crippled, while those unable to withstand the overwhelming battle intent suffered the complete destruction of their origin souls and died on the spot. Li Yunzi knew that what everyone saw and felt had already surpassed the limits of ordinary comprehension. Throughout countless generations, only 3 people, including himself, had ever fully opened the second battle scroll. Shu Ting, pale and drenched in sweat, stared at the slightly opened scroll as a savage ancient aura surged out, making him feel as though something was crushing his chest. Ancient roars echoed in his ears. Violent winds battered him, and he felt like a lone boat struggling in a storm. Although terrified, Shu Ting, a gifted cultivator from the Shu family of planet Donghua who had entered the celestial pool and obtained celestial origin, forced himself to suppress his fear and continued opening the scroll. Li Yunzi admired Shu Ting's talent, believing he could surpass the normal limit of opening the second scroll by 40%. Wang Lin remained expressionless as he silently observed. As Shu Ting gradually opened the scroll to 40%, the battle intent became overwhelming. A storm formed, black light engulfed him, and despite pouring all of his celestial origin into the effort, he forced the scroll open to 70%. Li Yunzi stood up in shock. The instant the scroll reached 70%, a monstrous beast emerged from the black mist and charged toward Shu Ting. Unable to withstand it, Shu Ting coughed blood. His body exploded with wounds. and he was thrown over 100 feet away before collapsing. The scroll immediately closed as if nothing had happened. Although he failed, Li Yunzi considered Xu Ting one of the most outstanding people ever to attempt opening the scroll. Li Yunzi then handed the battle scroll to Wang Lin. Wang Lin had already realized Li Yunzi had another motive for letting him observe the second scroll. Especially after witnessing Xu Ting's fate. He had also clearly seen that the sliver of source origin Xu Ting obtained from the first scroll had been devoured by the beast inside the second scroll. Finding the battle scroll interesting, Wang Lin immediately opened it. Li Yunzi had previously allowed outsiders to view the scroll, but none had ever completely opened it. Though Wang Lin's previous actions against Li Yunzi had convinced him to expect much more from him. The fierce ancient aura rushed toward Wang Lin but failed to affect him in the slightest. Compared to the aura of a 5-star royal ancient god, the scroll's aura was insignificant. Wang Lin calmly continued opening the scroll as violent gusts formed around him without moving him at all. Xu Ting, whose celestial origin had mostly collapsed, watched Wang Lin with hatred. After casually opening the scroll to 30%, Wang Lin decided not to waste time and instantly forced it open to 70%. The beast that had nearly killed Xu Ting appeared again with a thunderous roar. Wang Lin coldly shouted, "Damned animal, you dare?" His voice shook the heavens, causing the mountain to tremble and the earth to crack. Although powerful cultivators could still threaten him, this mere ancient beast spirit could not shake the mind of a 5-star royal ancient god. Terrified by Wang Lin's aura, the beast stopped charging, whimpered in fear, and retreated. Li Yunzi was completely stunned, recalling that only the Zan family ancestor, Zan Xingye, had ever forced the beast spirit to retreat in fear. Xu Ting was equally shocked. Without hesitation, Wang Lin fully opened the scroll. Inside was a magnificent ancient character. Battle, radiating boundless battle intent. As Wang Lin gazed at it, battle Dao shadows appeared in his eyes, and he entered a mysterious realm where he once again saw the white-robed old man. This time, the old man continuously wrote the character, battle, in the void and explained that he had reached the void realm and comprehended the boundary of the world. Having no descendants, he condensed his entire cultivation into the word, battle. Before attempting to break through the world's boundary, he left behind 6 battle scrolls. If he failed and perished, anyone who later obtained all 6 scrolls would inherit his legacy. Countless battle characters then merged into one before the old man pointed at it, sending it into the void as a ray of black light. Wang Lin awakened from the vision. Li Yunzi immediately rushed over and anxiously asked what Wang Lin had seen. Before Wang Lin could answer, Li Yunzi swept Xu Ting countless kilometers away to ensure privacy. Wang Lin simply replied, "Inheritance." Li Yunzi's expression changed dramatically. He confirmed that the second battle scroll truly contained an inheritance and concluded that the disappearance of ancestor Zan Xingye was closely connected to it. Wang Lin's single word was sufficient proof because Zan Xingye had spoken almost the exact same word after viewing the second battle scroll. Wang Lin learned from Li Yunzi that the Zan family's ancestor, Zan Xingye, had spent countless years comprehending the battle scrolls before finally opening the third battle scroll. However, after seeing its contents, the ancestor's expression became extremely strange. He immediately entered secluded cultivation with the third scroll for 1,000 years without ever leaving. When the clan eventually checked on him, they found only the third battle scroll and a jade slip at his cultivation site. While the ancestor himself had completely vanished, his disappearance caused the once glorious Zan family to decline, allowing even the Thunder Celestial Temple and other ancient cultivation families to pressure them. Even so, Li Yunzi firmly believed the ancestor was still alive because his life token had never shattered. Li Yunzi admitted that this secret had never been revealed to the younger generations. Although everyone believed the family elders could freely view the third battle scroll, the truth was that no one in the Zan family could open it. Even the second battle scroll could only be opened by 3 people in the family. And although they could comprehend it, none of them could completely immerse themselves inside the scroll the way Xu Mu, Wang Lin, had. Li Yunzi could not explain this phenomenon because it had nothing to do with cultivation level or natural talent. Remembering the message left behind by the ancestor in the jade slip, that whoever obtained the inheritance hidden within the third scroll would reach the peak, Li Yunzi sincerely asked Wang Lin to attempt viewing the third battle scroll and promised to fulfill any request in exchange. After receiving the third battle scroll, Wang Lin immediately sensed an ancient aura vastly more terrifying than the one contained in the second scroll. The pressure caused his mind to tremble, and he instinctively realized that even opening the scroll by the slightest amount would unleash a force he could not survive. He immediately returned the scroll, honestly stating that he was not willing to throw away his life. However, he also expressed genuine curiosity about the third battle scroll and promised that after his cultivation became powerful enough, he would return and attempt to open it. He explained that if he recklessly forced it now, he would simply die, forcing Li Yunzi to search for another suitable person. Li Yunzi silently considered the situation. Throughout countless years, every person who had attempted to open the third battle scroll had died instantly. And even he himself never dared to try. He also understood that Xu Mu had already become an important contributor to All Heaven during the war. If Wang Lin died because of the third scroll or was forcibly detained, Master Flamespark might not care much. But Cheng Shui certainly would. In Li Yunzi's eyes, Cheng Shui was an unpredictable madman who had already fought Blood God and even killed a member of the Thunder Celestial Temple for Wang Lin's sake. Since Wang Lin was the only person Li Yunzi had ever encountered who could truly perceive the domain hidden inside the battle scrolls, killing or imprisoning him would be an enormous loss. After weighing every possibility, Li Yunzi chose cooperation instead of coercion. He praised Wang Lin for remaining calm instead of acting recklessly and promised that when Wang Lin eventually returned to view the third battle scroll, he would personally teach him the Zan family's soul-strengthening spell and grant him one request supported by the entire strength of the Zan family, as long as it was within their ability to accomplish. Wang Lin respectfully thanked him and left. As soon as Wang Lin disappeared, Li Yunzi's expression darkened. He admitted that although Master Flamespark probably would not oppose him over such a small matter, Cheng Shui remained a troublesome obstacle. However, Li Yunzi believed Cheng Shui would not survive much longer. And once Cheng Shui died, he intended to capture Wang Lin and force him to open the third battle scroll. While flying away from the cultivation planet, Wang Lin calmly analyzed everything that had happened. He understood that refusing Li Yunzi's summons from the beginning would only offend one of All Heaven's most powerful old monsters. Something he could not afford if he wanted All Heaven's support during future crises. Therefore, he had deliberately accepted the meeting while secretly preparing an escape plan beforehand. Even if Cheng Shui had not asked him to meet 10 days later, Wang Lin would still have sought Cheng Shui's assistance as insurance against Li Yunzi. Looking back, Wang Lin felt his decision had been correct. Besides avoiding conflict with Li Yunzi, he had successfully obtained additional source origin energy from the second battle scroll, learned the history and origins of the battle scrolls, and even acquired a valuable Lu Fu blood ball. Had he refused the meeting, the future conflict with Li Yunzi would likely have become far more dangerous. After organizing his thoughts, Wang Lin found a huge floating rock drifting through space and quietly waited several days for Cheng Shui. When Cheng Shui finally arrived, Wang Lin immediately noticed that Cheng Shui's cultivation had become even stronger than it had been 10 days earlier. Cheng Shui was surrounded by an overwhelming scent of blood, and more than 100 severed heads floated behind him, each wearing an expression of terror. Cheng Shui explained that these were all Slaughter Realm cultivators who specialized in hiding themselves, and their memories were the key to opening a path into the Slaughter Realm. He immediately cast the celestial spell Nether Guide. As his celestial origin energy surged forward, the severed heads exploded one after another into thick clouds of blood mist. The blood mist rapidly spun into a massive vortex while countless miserable soul cries echoed throughout the surrounding space. Cheng Shui compressed every memory related to the Slaughter Realm contained within those souls into a single point, forming a black hole that acted as a passage leading directly into the Slaughter Realm. This was the true power of the celestial spell Nether Guide. Inside the black hole, a dark red world gradually appeared. Wang Lin saw enormous sword-shaped buildings stretching toward the heavens, while an overwhelming killing intent filled every corner of the realm. At its center stood an enormous tower over 10,000 feet tall, connected to the surrounding buildings by countless black chains. Cheng Shui casually remarked that Nether Guide was one of his favorite celestial spells because of its practicality. Before entering, he recorded the spell inside a jade slip and threw it to Wang Lin. Wang Lin accepted it with a bitter smile. Realizing Qing Shui probably liked the spell because it allowed him to directly invade an enemy's headquarters with minimal effort. Without hesitation, Qing Shui stepped into the portal, and Wang Lin immediately followed. The enormous vortex instantly attracted the attention of every cultivator inside the slaughter realm. As Qing Shui emerged, his cold voice echoed across the entire realm. He declared himself Celestial Lord Qing Shui and announced that he had come to retrieve something that rightfully belonged to him before completely destroying the slaughter realm. The moment his words spread throughout the world, his terrifying killing intent erupted like a violent storm, instantly shattering countless towering sword-shaped buildings. Standing beside him, Wang Lin stared coldly at the slaughter realm while silently wondering what exactly the slaughter realm had taken from Qing Shui to provoke such overwhelming fury after Qing Shui had searched through esteemed Zan Bao's memories. The Cultivation Alliance consisted of 2 sects, 4 temples, and 8 realms. The slaughter realm established its headquarters inside a crack left behind after the collapse of the Rain Celestial Realm. Its founder gathered vast amounts of heavenly metal to forge the 99 heaven-raising swords, which became the realm's unique sword-shaped buildings. Over tens of thousands of years, the Slaughter Realm earned an infamous reputation by carrying out countless bloody missions for the Cultivation Alliance. It participated in the First War against the 4 Divine Sect, later conflicts with the Corpse Sect, and countless assassinations of powerful cultivators who refused to let the Alliance control their souls. It became known as the Alliance's sharpest blade. The realm maintained 99 core assassins at all times, replacing any who died immediately, while countless outer disciples served under them. Together with the Realm Master and Vice-Realm Master, they formed one of the Alliance's most terrifying organizations. Their skill in assassination, stealth, and retreat made even powerful cultivators unwilling to provoke them. And throughout their long history, no one had ever fought their way into the Slaughter Realm's headquarters. That record ended with Qing Shui's arrival. As Qing Shui's icy voice echoed through the realm, countless sword-shaped buildings collapsed, and the iron chains surrounding them transformed into a violent storm that swept across the entire slaughter realm. Large numbers of black-robed cultivators emerged from the storm, their cultivations ranging from illusory yin to mid-stage nirvana scryer. Although most were only at the yin-yang stage, Qing Shui merely glanced at them before telling Xu Mu, Wang Lin, to deal with these minions while he personally advanced toward the center of the slaughter realm. Wang Lin immediately understood that Qing Shui was intentionally giving him a chance to obtain origin souls and battle experience. With the body of a 5-star royal ancient god, he no longer feared such opponents. He stepped forward and threw a single punch. The punch created an enormous sonic boom that shattered the surrounding void as terrifying cracks spread outward. The force of the punch compressed into a single devastating point and rushed forward with overwhelming destructive power. Several illusory yin cultivators standing in front of him were unable to resist in the slightest. Their bodies burst apart instantly as blood exploded in every direction. Their origin souls escaped but were immediately seized by Wang Lin. The remaining assassins were horrified and tried to retreat, only to discover that an invisible force had sealed the battlefield, making escape impossible. One after another, their bodies exploded, and Wang Lin calmly collected every origin soul. The surviving Slaughter Realm cultivators immediately recognized him as Xu Mu, the Thunder Celestial of All Heaven, the man who had recently killed Killer Yu Fei. Although nearly 100 enemies still surrounded him, Wang Lin viewed none of them as a real threat. His breakthrough to a 5-star royal ancient god had increased his strength far beyond his previous limits. He activated spatial bending, disappearing without warning and reappearing directly behind an illusory yin cultivator. Before the man could sense his presence, Wang Lin's fist lightly struck his back. The terrifying force shattered every bone in his body before causing him to explode. Wang Lin collected the origin soul and vanished again. An early-stage Nirvana Scryer cultivator immediately recognized the technique and cried out in terror that Wang Lin had mastered spatial bending. He realized that regardless of how many assassins the Slaughter Realm possessed, it would be almost impossible to injure someone who could freely travel through space like this. A famous mid-stage Nirvana Scryer cultivator attempted to organize everyone into a formation. But before it could be completed, he sensed Wang Lin approaching. He immediately released his life treasure, a flying sword filled with thousands of soul fragments whose mournful cries greatly enhanced its power. Wang Lin calmly praised the sword. transformed his arm into the giant arm of an ancient god, grabbed the flying sword with one hand, and forcefully severed its connection with its owner. The cultivator immediately suffered severe backlash and turned pale. At that moment, he finally understood how terrifying Wang Lin had become. He remembered that Yu Fei had once escaped all the way back to the slaughter realm, only to be killed by Wang Lin's giant hand reaching through a spatial vortex. Filled with fear, he rapidly retreated while throwing out countless jade slips and detonating all of them simultaneously in an attempt to stop Wang Lin. However, the violent explosions had no effect at all. Wang Lin passed directly through the destructive shockwave, instantly appeared before him, formed a sword with 2 fingers, and pressed it between his eyebrows. The cultivator's body exploded immediately. His origin soul was forced out, and Wang Lin captured it before it could escape. After killing this famous slaughter realm expert with such ease, Wang Lin clearly realized that it was not because his opponent was weak, but because his own strength had already reached the level of the true powerhouses of the cultivation world. While Wang Lin continued slaughtering the assassins, Chang Shui headed straight toward the central tower of the slaughter realm. Inside, the Vice Realm Master sensed the terrifying danger approaching. Without hesitation, he divided himself into 2 identical bodies. One body immediately tore open a crack leading into the void, where countless tiny vortexes spun around the opening, and attempted to escape. The other transformed into black wind and flew out to intercept Chang Shui, accusing him of pushing the slaughter realm too far. Chang Shui remained expressionless. With a simple hand seal, he summoned 8 enormous black dragons that immediately charged toward the Vice Realm Master. At the same time, Chang Shui appeared beside the central tower and cast the Heaven and Earth Ice Seal. His celestial origin energy spread throughout the entire slaughter realm as countless raindrops materialized in the sky before instantly freezing into endless ice crystals. The ice crystals shattered into brilliant blue light that spread across the entire world, sealing every passage connected to the slaughter realm and preventing anyone from escaping. Walking calmly through the blue light, Chang Shui pointed toward the central tower, reducing it to dust and exposing the hidden spatial crack inside. The Vice Realm Master's escaping body had already entered halfway into the void, but the blue light completely sealed the crack, preventing him from leaving no matter how hard he struggled. Chang Shui reached into the crack, grabbed the old man, and forcibly pulled him back into the slaughter realm. However, the instant he did so, a cold light flashed in Chang Shui's eyes. Sensing a hidden attack from behind, he immediately leapt upward and pulled the Vice Realm Master behind him to serve as a shield against the incoming strike.